Welcome to the MBP Movie Podcast. Today we'll be talking about Bloodsport.
Frank Dukes. I hope he Dukes, right? So let's go on with some Van Damme, talking about Bloodsport. So have you got any early memories of seeing Bloodsport?
Yeah, I remember Dad coming home and his mate had given him a VHS copy of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
I don't remember this.
back in the days of VHS. And I watched it, and do you remember that thing you weren't supposed to put VHS in its speaker?
Oh.
So I put it near the speaker, and I realised a day later, and I took it away, and my dad took it back to him, and it didn't work. And he went, Dad went, did you put it near the speaker? I went, no.
Yeah,
I did,
yeah.
I put it near the speaker.
Brilliant.
He'd wiped it though, but I think my dad just gave him some money to get a new one.
Right.
But
Well,
yeah.
I remember obviously you having it. Did we record it off TV actually?
I don't know.
I just remember we must have had it on record on with us brilliant films like Under Siege and other Van Damme classics like Double Impact and
Yeah,
all these kung fu movies of like American. Well, he's not even American, is he? He's Belgian, isn't he? He's Van Damme, but we had like Seagal movies, Van Damme movies, Arnie movies. They're not all kung fu, obviously, but all action movies. But I remember you just doing your Van Damme kicks, and like kicking in front of me and stuff. And
well, if you're listening to this on iTunes or Podbean or wherever you're listening to it, go check out the YouTube thumbnail and you'll see a bit of that.
yeah. But it's funny. I always remember you. This is funny actually. I remember when you said you learned karate from watching Van Damme movies.
I don't remember. I did.
Yeah. So do you want to get into the film then?
Yeah, should we just start on his life?
Yeah. Have you got any like background on it or anything, or
well, it were obviously based on
the life and times of Frank Dukes? We're actually going to talk about that afterwards. Cause
it was. I know that he told some. Evidently, the director told tales, but this tale he told about this karate tournament. So he thought it'd make a great film. So they made it into a great.
Well, I know
made it into a film.
how Van Damme got the contract with Canon. He kept going down to the offices every day anyway. And I think he was getting turned away, and then one day they...
Didn't he do some kick or something?
Yeah, I can't remember which one of them came out at a Globus and thingy, but he basically did a kick, and I think he missed his face by a little tiny bit, and then apparently like, get this guy a movie contract.
Yeah.
And I think Van Damme had been...
He's done the same kick to Jonathan Ross, I believe, as well.
Yeah. And I think he was doing The Predator, and he left The Predator, and then I think that's when he got his contract with
Well,
Canon.
funny enough, in The Predator, I heard the other day that somebody, I don't know if it was the director, says he'll never work in Hollywood again, which just goes to show. I think it was Jesse the Body Ventura who was saying that.
Oh, was it? Well, it's funny because Van Damme is... I think people forget it was actually quite a big star back in the day, wasn't
He was, yeah. I don't think I think he never reached the heights of like a Stallone or a
No.
Schwarzenegger, but he was that next level down, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And he was
yeah,
bigger
yeah.
than people like Dolph Lundgren never got to, or anybody like that. He was kind of that in
Yeah.
between those two. He was like the mid.
I'd say he was probably bigger than Seagal as well. Although he had some hits, didn't he?
Yeah, Under Siege was a big one. I mean, I suppose in terms of cinema hits, I don't really know what Under Siege did, but I'm guessing it did quite well at the American cinema. I think it did.
We'll probably cover that one day.
And Time Cop did for Van Damme.
Yeah, I know
as well,
Time
so-
Cop was a big one for Van Damme, wasn't it?
This one I can tell. I'll go more into the box office a bit later, but I can tell you this evidently they released this firstly in the Asian market, so it actually did well in like Hong Kong and China.
I know this film did. It had quite a good box office.
Yeah, well, they reckon maybe the
Yeah.
poster him showing him kicking Bolo Young and everyone would know
Yeah.
who Bolo Young was did well. And
Well, he's a big martial artist, isn't he? And
yeah, he's in. Was it Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee?
yeah, I knew he'd worked
So-
with Bruce Lee, hadn't he? He's basically got a very. He's got a real background, hasn't he? He's not.
Yeah. He was into bodybuilding as well, which if you look at his shit in this film, you can tell.
So, do you want to start with likes?
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm a massive Van Damme fan. So it was a Van Damme movie, and I just absolutely adored this as a kid. Just thought it was brilliant. It was probably one of my favourite movies at that time.
Oh yeah,
Martial arts movies
same for me.
in
Yeah.
particular. I particularly love like the training montage. I just love a training montage.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Proper
yeah,
typical 80s,
yeah.
and the music I thought was great, and it kind of links into that because the music around the montage
Stan
and
Bush.
the
Fight
he
to
did
Survive.
didn't he? Yeah, he did that. So some of the other songs are really cheesy and a bit, but yeah, I love Fight to Survive. I think it's great. But yeah, like the montage is brilliant. And I mean, yeah, that's why I got into the music. The music in that montage is really good as well. And I think it's synthy, but it's not like sci-fi synthy, is it?
Yeah, it feels 80s, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. The only bit that made me laugh in the montage is the bit, because obviously the old guy obviously doesn't know martial arts, who's playing Tanaka. And you just see cuts of Van Damme hitting the mat, and that's all you see, just hitting the mat and hitting the mat. The guy just, you don't see him move or anything. Obviously, going back to Bolo Young as well, I thought he was a great bad guy. I remember hating him when I was younger.
Yeah, he's got a look, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And is he like blind in one eye or something, or has he got like a scar on his eye or something?
I don't think he has in this, but that sounds like one of his other films of Van Damme.
Does it? Is that not a real thing then?
No, I think it might be Double Impact, is it? And he's got a scar across his eye.
Right, sorry, I just assumed he had a bad eye anyway. I must not have noticed when I watched it again.
Yeah. So. Do you want to go into some of yours at the same time?
Yeah, I think Van Damme's a really likeable lead, and I think he looks really good in this because he's younger and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I like the bits where it's quite funny actually. You know the bit where Forrest Whitaker and that guy are chasing him? That bit's hilarious, and he's just stopping and it's like running hands out and stuff. Yeah,
I think they had a bit of weight to the acting, because the acting is not great in the film, but they're actually quite good as actors.
I just think it's like and it's such a fast-paced film. I mean, when I watched it the other day, I haven't watched it for years. It just went. I felt like I watched it for like 20 minutes and it was done.
Yeah, it is a fast-paced film. I think that's why it's just so easy to pick up. And watch
Yeah. I think some of the fight choreography is really good in it in parts as well.
Yeah.
Not in other parts, but
yeah. Well, evidently they used a lot. They didn't use any stunt guys. They're all the martial artists basically. Most of it.
Well, I thought that because they didn't look like actors to me. Some of the fighters.
No, did you have to catch Oliver Harper's perspective on it?
I've seen it before a long time ago.
Because there's a guy who shows you obviously doesn't know how to screen fight, and there's a bit where he throws a punch, and it's so far over the top of it. He's on the floor, the guy, and he throws up here. It's like really bad. But yeah, I would agree. I think a lot of the fight choreography was good. There was a little bit of thing with Canon as well, where evidently they weren't happy with the cut of the film, and they said even by their standards, this is a bad movie. So Van Damme evidently begged the two guys you mentioned before, let me cut it, and he cut it into the film that it became. And
so Van Damme edited the film, basically?
Yeah, which I've heard him doing that before, that he's cut films.
So he basically fixed it.
You can tell actually, because there's a bit where he throws a punch, and you see that he always does that 3 repeat, doesn't he? You see the punch 3 times from different angles, and that's a very Van Damme thing. He does that a lot of his cuts, but yeah, he cut into a lot better. But you could tell sometimes there were still some struggles for him, because some of the fight with Bolo Young at the end, there's cuts that don't quite fit right with the other bits. I don't think it takes anything away from it, to be honest.
Is Leah Ayres the one who played? Is Janice the reporter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her in it. I think she's really likeable.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is where she does the old thing at the end. I find it really embarrassing. She goes like that. I'm just like,
couldn't do it right.
It goes like that. Just wave by. She goes.
It's almost like Van Damme's like, no, you do it like this, love.
Yeah, because he does it like that.
Yeah.
I found that a little embarrassing. I like that bit where Van Damme, and I know it's like you can't really do that, but breaks that bottom brick. I think it's.
Yeah, it's
I
brilliant.
love that scene. It's called.
Well, speaking of characters, he's mating it.
I love him.
What's he called? Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Jackson. He's brilliant in it. And that bit where he's like bottom brick, right, and then he doesn't smash it. He's like another scratch on it.
And they're not impressed, are they? So he just smashes it on his head and gives them the brick.
It's just, and do you know what as well? And this is actually what classes a bad moment, but it's hilarious. You know the bit where all the soldiers are coming out to fight Van Damme, and he's like beating him up when he's walking down that down that alleyway, and he's like, "Why would you even do that?"
What about the bit though where he's getting chased by him as well, and he's running off the road, and he's behind that butt, and he's doing his cheeky little Van Damme thing.
Yeah, he keeps like, I said that earlier. He keeps throwing his arms up and stuff. Yeah.
Really funny, but I mean, obviously you can tell some of it's intentional funniness, and some of it's not intentional. It's funny, but I think it kind of adds to the charm of the film.
Yeah.
Again, music absolutely fantastic, and the tournament. I love tournament movies.
Yeah,
just love tournament.
Well, I think that's what makes it go really fast paced, because you've got all the montages of the little fights, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I always just let that guy could climb the trees and stuff. I just like him. He used to make me laugh. But he and there's
I think he was he the one. I might be wrong about this, but I think I might have heard something that he wasn't he was one of the ones that wasn't a martial artist.
Oh, does he run around that floor doing?
Yeah, he's doing something kind of funny.
Yeah.
Before I forget, actually, did you know the bad guy in Kickboxer was actually in this movie as well? Is it Tong Po?
All right. I can't remember Kickboxer. It's been a long time since I watched it.
Well, you watched he's got like a shaved head and he's got like a ponytail
Right.
at the back. He was an intense bad guy. Well, he's in this. He's the guy with the you know the guy who gets his leg broke. By
that's awful.
That's him. And
right, okay.
He's Van Damme's mate, and then I was watching something.
That's a bit gross, that scene.
Yeah, it is gross. Yeah, even I went, oh, my wife hates stuff like that, so she wasn't impressed. But he's also in AWOL as well, and I think he's in a couple of his others. There's not a main part, but I didn't realise that was him. I don't know what they did with the makeup. But
AWOL's called Lionheart in some countries, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think in America it's called Lionheart.
Yeah,
it's called AWOL. Yeah. And last thing for me was I love that bit with it, and this is one of the funny moments where that guy gets his gold tooth knocked out and that cleaner.
Yeah, that cleaner sees it. Yeah, and he bites it.
Yeah, I think that was the kind of thing I'd say he's only getting away in an 80s movie, but in some respects I think Marvel are doing that with their movies now.
Yeah,
it's different. It's different, but it's the same. If you know. I think
my last like would just be that. It's just so satisfying when he beats the bad guy because you hate him, don't you? And what he does to Ray and stuff. I mean, the Americans basically got him on the ropes, hasn't he? But he's too busy posing. It's like an Apollo Creed thing, isn't it, again, where he's like wears himself out and gets beat by the foreign bad guy. So can I just start with dislikes?
Yeah.
The dubbing in ADR.
It's bad, isn't it?
It's so bad.
That's on mine.
It's that bad. I don't know whose real voice.
Yeah, do you know the general I think he's a general at the beginning who's after Van Damme. He sneaks off out the shower. Is he dubbed as well? Cause
I think so. I've seen him in other films, and he looked
dubbed, but then when you watch his mouth move, I thought it looks like he's talking. But
actually, isn't he? I think.
You're not on about the guy in Hong Kong, are you?
You're not on about him?
No, I'm on about the guy at the beginning of the movie where he sneaks into showers.
He's so dubbed.
I'm just like...
That is not his voice. What? Yeah.
But it looks terrible. Like him talking. I'm like, is he really that
And
bad?
is that Boy Young's voice? I'm not convinced.
No, it's not. I think it was dubbed.
So.
I believe all his lines... He didn't have any lines in the script and all his lines are taken straight out of
and you know the guy with I think it's like a turban bandana... He takes the coin out of his hand like that scene.
Oh, he's definitely dubbed it.
He's dubbed it.
He's in another Van Damme movie.
Yeah, I'm sure he is as well, yeah. So that for me. And then you know the scene, young Van Damme.
Oh, God. I read something up about that
He's
guy.
dubbed as well, isn't he?
Well, evidently Frank Dukes mentioned something about a disability when he was younger. That guy's playing a kind of disabled character.
Right, okay.
I read a bit about him. I think he kind of went to his head a bit, though. The fame of Bloodsport.
I didn't really notice that.
And I think he is acting in a way as like somebody with a disability.
Because he's basically the crash test dummy for Tanaka's son, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's the bit I didn't get, right?
And then he saves him.
Yeah, his son is absolutely wiping floor with him in training, and suddenly it cuts to him.
Well,
I wonder if that was longer in the original cut and Van Damme was just...
Maybe, but I just wonder as well if it's like he was learning while he was getting beat up and then he wasn't able to stand up to the bullies, so then he stands up to the bullies for him.
Possibly, yeah.
It basically just a scene to bond him, wasn't it? You could have basically had it the other way around and he could have saved him and it would have been the same.
Yeah, but you've just covered my 2 dislikes, basically.
Alright, did you have that? Sorry.
That's all I had, so...
the dubbing is so...
It's really bad, isn't it? It's laughable. It's so bad at the beginning. I was worried it were going to take something away from the movie.
Okay, something funny here, right? You know Mrs. Tanaka?
Yeah.
I think she's got like 2 lines, and all she does is smile. She's wearing that same, like, shirt thing. I don't know if it's a shirt or a part of a dress or something in every scene. In the one scene, she's not actually... You don't think she's wearing it. She's actually got something over it, so she's wearing it again. I think she's got it in all flashbacks as well. Terrible.
Right. Well, it definitely was not cheap. It was actually... this was one of them filmed in... I believe it was Kowloon City.
Yeah, because it's not Hong Kong, is it?
I think it's. I think that is inside.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's one of the last. It's one of the last films ever made there.
I'll take it back. I was convinced it wasn't filmed in Hong Kong.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I presume in Kowloon City is in Hong Kong.
I think if you want
on that, to be honest,
if you want to watch a film that's got amazing acting, and you don't watch this film.
No, but I have always said this. People, I know people who don't like, and I'm a big Van Damme fan. But I don't go into his films to watch a great film and watch.
Well, do you know
I want
what it
something
is?
to entertain me, and his films entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining. That's what I was going to say. And even though maybe it doesn't hold up quite the same from when I was a kid, I still kind of have that. I don't know if it's because I've got nostalgia for it. I still really like it. And like I say, it's so fast paced. You know, you're not bored watching it, are you?
No, and I think again because we like 80s music, and as soon as they throw them 80s tunes in there, whether it's the synthy stuff, the pop stuff, where it gets you into it.
I think another dislike from it, Van Damme overdoes this.
Yeah,
a bit too. There's one scene where he's doing it for about 5 minutes in slow motion.
Is that the one where he goes blind?
I think it's blind. Yeah, it's like, just get on with it. What are you doing? And I love that as well. Like he can't beat him, can he? Unless he does like to him.
It's a typical like. It's like Rocky IV, where he's pumping steroids or whatever it is.
Stallone's running up the mountains and he's having steroids. And
they've got to be cheating, haven't they, in an 80s movie?
So do you want to talk about? Do you want to rate it first and then?
I've got some trivia in the box office. It was only made for like 1.1 million. This in America, it made 11.8 million. So that's a big.
Yeah, and did it do like 60 worldwide or something? It did really well worldwide, didn't it?
I found some things, but it was Wikipedia and something that looked like Wikipedia I'd never heard of. One says $50 million, one says $65 million.
Well, it's still a big hit, that though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for 1.1 million.
And so this must have been a good hit for Canon then.
Yeah, well, I reckon it made if them figures are right about the 50 or $65 million, that's obviously made a lot more money elsewhere, and I think probably in China.
It did quite well there.
Well, we know it did do quite well there, so I'd guess. But even 11.8 million in the US, I don't know where it actually charted on the.
I think that's good actually.
Box office, but you've only made it for 1.1 million.
Yeah, so you've
made
10 times your profits.
You know, on top. So, the guy who's a bit more like a sumo wrestler type.
Yeah, the one who he's crushing the backs and stuff.
Yeah, he, that way he does the splits Van Damme and does the sort of uppercut thing. That evidently inspired the Johnny Cage move in Mortal Kombat.
Right, I always thought that he was inspired by. He looked like Van Damme, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I've seen some footage of him try to capture that, and what they do it from the side. And what they realise in the game, it's not going to look very good, so he actually does it. So he does it facing the camera and does it that way.
Okay.
So, but obviously, because in the game, if he does it
from
from
the
the
side,
side,
why they didn't cast Van Damme as Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie, didn't it? Although they did Street Fighter, didn't he? Maybe that's why.
Maybe they couldn't afford it.
Well, we'll have to cover that one day, Street Fighter.
Would you know that was a massive hit?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I didn't know until the other day. I was like, what?
So have you got any more trivia bits before we rate and then talk about Frank Dukes?
Yeah, I was just going to talk about Van Damme's 3-picture deal. I don't know if it was after this or before, but he was only getting paid $25,000 per movie. And you think what actors get paid? They get paid millions, don't they?
And this were a big hit as well, so you would have thought he got some.
Yeah.
I suppose he was starting out though, wasn't he? And
yeah.
I think one of my big things about Van Damme is I think he's kind of tried to recreate Bloodsport a bit too often, and it's not really.
Yeah, that was mentioned on the Oliver Harp's retrospective I watched.
So even kickboxing is the same sort of thing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, even to the point where his brother gets paralysed, and that's like his mate in this getting.
Yeah.
Well, evidently, going back to Frank Dukes, he tried to sue Van Damme. And
I heard about it. He was going to make a film called Kumite or something.
Yeah, well, it makes me wonder whether the kickboxer was that kind of idea.
There's actually a film with Bolo Young that came out maybe a year or two after this, and that's called something like Blood Fight or something, and it looks like Bloodsport.
Yeah, Blood Fist Start. Yeah, I don't know if they've done that deliberately on the case or whether it is.
Yeah, but even about trailer, I've seen trailer, it looks like Bloodsport.
I have seen the trailer, but I can't remember. But yeah, that was it for me. So what would you rate it then?
Nostalgia, I'd probably give it an 8, but in my head I'd probably give it a 7, even though it may be in a 7 out of 10 film. It's enjoyable.
7.5?
Yeah, I'll go 7.5.
I had the same conversation with myself.
I've just done what you've normally do, haven't I?
Yeah. I did the same conversation. I sat there and enjoyed it. I thought this is an 8 out of 10 movie for me. But on a more realistic scale, I think age hasn't done well with this. It's not aged very well.
No.
But and I think if you were watching it today, you might not enjoy it.
It's another film I think we watched as a kid. Should we have been watching it when we were kids? It's quite violent, isn't it?
It would have 15, and I reckon, to be honest, I think we might have mentioned something about RoboCop and joking and mentioned 4 or 5, but I think we were a lot older than that.
Yeah, we might have been older than that.
So I think we'd have been definitely over 10, and 10 of watching this, it's a 15, so you're not that far off, are you?
And to be honest, if you take out those, if we take it out of TV, it probably didn't even have those blood insert bits that we've seen.
There's the bits where, like, Bully almost Chun-Li, he kills that guy, doesn't he? And there's no neck snapping sound or anything. I don't remember as a kid him killing. I remember him just being really nasty. And
I don't know. I think I remembered him killing somebody. I just remember he really damages Ray, doesn't he? And then Ray ends up in hospital.
Yeah.
Ray's great in it. I think he's probably my favourite character in the film. Right?
But yeah, so I'd go 7.5.
7.5.
Well.
So So before we go, we're going to talk a bit about Frank Dukes and
his BS.
Well, I've read an entire article, which was a more objective article on it, and he claims the people that are claiming BS are people who, well, one of them was supposedly a friend that turned on him and they fell out.
Yeah, that was the only thing I thought.
Yeah, and then one of them was a guy, and he claimed to boycott movie and something. And he'd never even met him. He said, but I've seen there is videos of him doing martial arts and stuff. He's broke records, hasn't he, doing martial arts?
Yeah, I think the problem is I was gonna get to you, and I think I've left my phone into the room. But at the end of the movie, there is.
It tells you about the history of Frank Dukes, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think
he never lost a fight and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, there's one of them says he won 392 fights or something. Right, if he won 392 fights, he claimed years later that he won the top. He says that was from 70 something to 1980. He claims he won the 1981 tournament. Somebody went, well, then he's won more than 392 then, hasn't he?
Because of the.
So his timelines don't work out. There's also
an image of a trophy, isn't there? We've seen that, and they reckon he might have paid a guy to. And he claimed him to fix it or something.
Well, I mean, it does seem when you see stuff of him that I think he does know martial arts.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, and I mean, he's got his own dojos and stuff, and he's got his own like martial arts himself. But yeah, I just can't.
It's one of them, innit? I find it hard to believe, and
at the end
I won't say it to his face.
He said there's some things at the end of the video. One is the 72 miles per hour kick. You can't measure a kick. There's no way measuring that speed.
Right,
so
okay.
Straight away, I mean, in the 80s when I was a kid, I wouldn't even thought twice about that.
Well, do you know, apparently he did get blinded by the guy. He claims to be blinded in the main fight, but not in the way it happened in the film. Apparently it was an accident in the fight.
Yeah. So, I think I heard something about. I mean, there could be stories from some fights he's had there.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if it's kind of embellished.
Yeah, too much.
But the film, he does claim the film did a lot of things differently. Like he said, he never robbed a house and got.
No,
and all that sort of stuff.
But
at the same time, I kind of think that works in the film, doesn't it? When he
this tournament commentator, if that was actually going around now, how did they get the best fighters when you got? Because I were looking, because I didn't even think about it till recently, thinking and looking back, and I saw these things at the end of the movie, and I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound. Where's this tournament come from? Is this tournament now UFC? And I had looked, and I'm like, no. They can't find any history of this tournament whatsoever.
Well, they do say though, don't they? So, I read a thing that said it's not that hard to believe when you see the kind of things like now, like cage fighting and MMA. And
there could be there could have been a tournament out there where. But
how would you have got around to say we need these fights? Do you know what I mean?
You need to work out the figures as well. He said he had 56 or was it 52 straight knockouts in a tournament. If he beats 50 odd fighters in a tournament, you start counting that down from 2 people. 56. How many people are in that tournament?
Yeah.
There'd have to be thousands of people.
And has anyone else ever claimed the fight in the comité, or is it?
Not that I know of. The only thing is his friend came
Maybe
out,
he has access to parallel Earths and he's gone through the gateway.
It's like this about his,
military
record.
I wish it was real, do you know?
Yeah, in some sense, yeah.
But I do think he's probably embellished. Oh no, apparently he said in his book he never in the military or something, didn't he?
Well, he said it all the times he was. I think the problem is he's obviously lied. Whether he's lied about everything or not, we don't know. But if he's definitely lied about stuff and he's been caught out.
He sounds like kind of guy you'd meet as an old man at a pub and he'd tell you these stories. He had a fight.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. So, like I said, it's a good film.
Well, that's what the director said. Then he was it the director or the writer or somebody anyway said that they basically thought he'd make a great.
So, are you calling BS or?
I don't know if it's 100% BS, but I would.
Do you think the commentator exists? Or do you think it ever existed? No.
If it exists, well, how can you have all these great fighters?
Do you think he maybe fought in some tournaments though?
Well, he's got some sort of experience. I don't even know if he met this Japanese guy because evidently I watched a program and a guy looked through the history, and this guy evidently there was a guy existed called Tanaka and he was a farmer.
Oh right, okay.
But his timelines and stuff they just don't make sense.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to this documentary.
It would be good one day to kind of, if you could go into his mind and see.
I just think he's maybe a bit of a compulsive liar and can't stop himself anymore. But hey, he came up with a great idea and it made a great movie in my opinion. Yeah. So I've also learned a very entertaining movie, at least.
So the verdict's out on Frank Dukes for us. What do you think? Do you think it's real? What do you feel about Bloodsport? Let us know on YouTube in the comments, or you can email us at marshallbrosproductions@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at MBP Movie Pod. So I think that's us, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's us.
Fight
So
to
next
survive. Gunte, gunte.